YouTube? Let's talk about Clara Schumann. Even today, she's still primarily known as being Robert Schumann's wife, which is a total joke because this woman was one of the most prominent pianists and musicians of the Romantic period in her own right. Let's salute this pinnacle of awesomeness together, shall we? Clara was born Clara Wieck in 1819 in Leipzig. Her father Friedrich was a very well-established piano teacher, and her mother Marianne was a famous singer. Unfortunately, her parents divorced when she was 5 years old, and she was raised by Friedrich. Clara became a child prodigy, performing concerts from a very young age. Her father pushed her to be the best, making her take daily lessons in piano, violin, singing, harmony, theory, composition, and counterpoint. Sounds like a lot for a little kid. And when she was 8 years old, she gave a performance that was attended by Robert Schumann, then a 17-year-old law student. Yeah, she was 8, he was 17. Let's get over it. He was so moved by her performance that he ended up dropping out of law school and studying piano with her father. He even ended up leasing a room in the Wieck household, during which time he grew very close with Clara. A famous anecdote says that he would dress up as a ghost to scare her. It's kind of creepy with the 9-year age difference, right? Just a little bit. Anyway, when Clara was 11, she gave her first major concert tour. She traveled to many European cities and even gave a performance for Goethe, which he enjoyed very much. Her fame really took off when she was 18 and gave a series of concerts in Vienna. Her concerts sold out and were attended by royalty, both the actual royal kind and the musical kind. Both Chopin and Liszt were incredibly impressed with her pianistic skills, and she was even awarded Austria's highest honor for a musical performer, the Royal and Imperial Chamber Virtuoso. Her concert programs were planned out during her early years by her very domineering father, but even from a young age she was performing her own compositions. Now, throughout Clara's youth, Robert was a huge presence in her life, even though her father eventually ordered him to stay away from her. They wrote love letters in secret and pressed her father very hard to get him to allow them to marry. They eventually sued for the right to marry each other, and a judge let them get married one day before Clara's 21st birthday. The love between Clara and Robert should never be understated. All accounts say that they were incredibly happy together, and they had 8 children, so I don't doubt it. Robert would write music for her, and she would perform it. It was a great partnership. Yet, while they were great partners in their musical and romantic affairs, Clara was definitely the one wearing the pants in the relationship. Clara made most of the income for the family, and she was also in charge of maintaining their finances for the household. Also, beginning in 1844, after only 4 years of marriage, Robert began to experience some serious health issues. He suffered from things like nervous prostration, a constant buzzing, ringing in his ear, depression, and obsession. This, of course, was on top of the syphilis. Clara was caught between caring for her husband, her many children, and earning all the money for the family. Luckily, in 1853, Johannes Brahms knocked on their door, unexpected and unannounced. He ended up impressing both the Schumanns with his musical and compositional talents, and he ended up staying with them for several weeks. He became a great family friend and a huge help to Clara. This friendship proved key for Clara because a year later, Robert's health deteriorated to such a point that after an attempted suicide, he was put in a mental institution. He stayed there for 2 years, and Clara was not allowed to see him until one visit 2 days before his death. After Robert's death, she remained very close with Johannes Brahms, and he would even sometimes take care of her children while she was off doing concert tours. She took it upon herself to perform Robert's music, even though it wasn't always very well received. She continued to be an important member of the musical community and was even appointed to be the piano teacher for the Hochkonservatory in Frankfurt. She influenced subsequent generations of pianists and was instrumental in developing the modern piano playing technique. The majority of her musical compositions were written between adolescence and her mid-30s. Unfortunately, at that time, she began to lose confidence in her ability to compose. I personally believe that the world was just not ready to have a really stellar female composer, and she seems to have been put down often when she attempted to compose. She's quoted as writing, "I once believed that I possess creative talent, but I've given up on this idea. A woman must not desire to compose. There has never yet been one able to do it. Should I expect to be the one?" Poor Clara. We've been listening to her compositions throughout this video, and I think they're really great. I'll link some more down in the description because we don't have a lot of time in this video to listen to her music. But as you can tell from what you've probably already heard, she had some serious compositional chops, and I think it's a shame that she didn't stick it out and write more music. I hope that you enjoyed learning a little bit more about Clara than just her marital circumstance. I will close this video with a little bit of gossip. It is often said that Clara and Brahms had a romantic relationship. Personally, I think that he desperately wanted her and she kind of just considered him more of a friend. But who knows? Maybe Clara had 2 great love affairs in her life, and if so, more power to her. If you enjoyed this video, give a like below and be sure to subscribe. Also, the Twitter and Facebook pages associated with this channel are always open for suggestions for topics. This video was actually requested by Maestro DSCH, so hope you enjoyed it. Until next week, hold on to your song of love, which is a really terrible romantic movie about Clara and Robert Schumann, and is completely not based in fact, but I enjoy it. Musicology.